Well, folks, I'm surrounded. I've got gentlemen from Sage Software with me. If you have a business, you're in construction, you certainly should be aware of Sage Software. I'd like to introduce Dennis Staisel, who's VP of Strategy, and John Goki, who's Program Manager, and we're going to be talking about an interesting subject of, let's just say, non-stovepiping.
Non-stovepiping, yeah.
Non-stovepiping. What's our message this year as far as contractors and getting them to work closer together?
You know, the big thing is technology's enabling these contractors to better collaborate with each other, better coordinate the projects. Projects are much more complex, but schedules aren't allowed to slip. Budgets still are very tight.
Exactly.
So
right.
Everything that they can do to keep that thing on track, the better the project's going to be. If a RFI cycle time starts slipping, not good for the project. If submittals aren't processed, not good for the project. And guess what? The whole project team's got to make that happen. So collaboration in the technology today can help that, can make that occur.
So you're the guy that's having to bring this together and make sure it's kind of workable and malleable between various project team members, and it could be firms that are within the same general location or spread all around the world. How do you get this done?
Well, it's amazing for what you said, because it's not just spanning the teams, it's spanning the generations. Spanning the technology is really at the forefront of everybody's minds right now, because you've got a 27-year-old kid coming out of school doing the BIM dance, and then you got a superintendent out in the field who says, technology doesn't build buildings, I do.
I've been around 40 years and I know what this rod's going to work better than that rod, and I'm calling the architect and blah, blah, blah. So how do you get this all melded into a unit that's going to work? And that's basically your project.
That's basically Sage Construction Project Center.
Right.
And Sage Construction Project Center is our new offering that allows us to adjust the solution to the type of job. If it's a small job that is up and down in 3 months, maybe you don't need all that.
Right.
But if I've got a 12-month project that I'm bringing in engineers from all over the country, and an architect is maybe located outside the region, I've got to be able to provide with those solutions to work the project.
So as Dennis mentions, this is something that's interchangeable, and you can pull certain aspects out and add certain ones in as you go along with the size and the number of people involved in a project?
Sure. You've got a project where you've got a tenant improvement, you got 6 weeks in and out, that's easy.
Yeah.
Everybody's able to do that, but when your stamp is in Florida, your structural's in Seattle, your contractor's in Chicago, and you have 400 people that you're coordinating, contractors aren't set up for that. And they try to communicate, and communicate's not really collaborating. So how do you get them into an environment where they're comfortable to look at something and understand it? And then you throw in that little buzzword of the internet, or the Internet of Things. And bridging the generations really is the focus of the technology, so that no matter what level of user you are, you can step in and say, I get that. I didn't have to go through a 14-hour training to get it.
So you're the aggregator and the operator of a centralized system, bringing everybody together in the same platform that says, okay, you do what you want, but everybody knows what each other's role is.
Exactly, and part of the security system of the solution allows you to do that. And another thing that's important with these project teams is accountability. We do have financial accountability, of course, but just making sure that things are getting done when we need to get them done, and be able to challenge someone if it's not, and you've got all the detail.
So it used to be when the paper was being pushed, there was a sepia or a mylar or a blueprint,
right.
And somebody would have a set of plans, and they'd say a new plan would come out, and they'd fold over the corner of that sheet, they'd put a staple in there, they'd put the next one on top of it and say, that's the current plan. Well, how do you do that with a PDF?
Yeah.
So there's the adventure. It's the simplest of explanations.
I got a question to toss out at you. In today's climate, is anything in the works to handle politics?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Two great representatives from Sage Software, Dennis Staisel, John Goki. Thanks for bringing your message to us here, World of Concrete 2016.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.
Good. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You got it, brother.